Imagine a dark room filled with shelves of unsolved cases that may not have been looked at in years. Now imagine taking those cases off the shelf and bringing them into the light. The goal of this channel is to shed some new light on those dark cold cases on a state-by-state basis. Thus, welcome to Dark Cold State. Please stay tuned for an inspirational quote towards the end of this video. Today's true crime cold cases are from the state of Vermont. Our first cold case is the suspicious death of Christopher Muir Davis. According to the lead investigator at the time, the last time Christopher was seen was on March 21st, 2012. Christopher was last seen on video surveillance where he and two other people were walking through the streets of St. Albans. Those people were identified as Brian Ross and Travis Bugby, and they lured Christopher to an area on Aldous Street where they later admitted to assaulting and robbing him. They took Christopher's prescription medication, his wallet, and his phone, and were subsequently convicted. On April 16, 2012, St. Albans city workers went to repair the city pool for the summer. They found a body floating in the water of the half-filled pool. This body was identified as Christopher Muir Davis. The pool was approximately 250 feet from the location where Christopher was assaulted, and the clothes that he was found in were the same clothes visible in the surveillance video. Christopher's manner of death, date, and cause of death were not able to be determined by the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, but Christopher's case is listed as an unsolved homicide on the Vermont State Police website. If you have any information regarding the suspicious death of Christopher Muir Davis, please contact the St. Albans Police Department at 802-524-2166. Our next cold case is the case of Keith Destromp. Keith Destromp was a 35-year-old male who grew up in Underhill, Vermont, and served in the United States Marine Corps. At the time of his death, Keith was a homeless man known to frequent the waterfront area of Burlington, Vermont. On May 30th, 1989, Keith's body was found by a friend in the former Pease Grain Building on Lake Street, and his death was ruled a homicide with a cause of death of severe blunt trauma. If you have any information regarding the murder of Keith Destromp, please contact the Vermont State Police at 802-244-8781. Our last true crime cold case for this week is Denise Hart. Denise Hart, a 24-year-old mother, had been staying with a friend, and she left that friend's residence on January 25, 2015. The next day, the vehicle that she had been driving was found completely burned near the Cornwall Covered Bridge. On January 27, 2015, family members reported Denise missing. Approximately 11 months later, on December 22, 2015, human remains were found near the side of the road in Goshen, Vermont. An autopsy identified those remains as Denise Hart. Her death was determined to be a homicide, and the cause of death was a gunshot wound to the head. Police are requesting help in this case and remind us that sometimes the smallest tip that someone can provide ends up being the piece that is needed to solve the case. If you have any information regarding the death of Denise Hart, please contact the Vermont State Police at 802-244-8781. There are also many unidentified remains found in each state. If you have not already done so, please consider getting DNA testing completed where the DNA results are shared with law enforcement so that the possibility of identifying any unknown remains is increased. The goal of this channel is to provide attention to these cold cases. If you like the videos on this channel, please click the like button, share the video with others, comment below, and subscribe to the channel so that these videos are seen by as many people as possible. Appropriate update videos will be provided if needed. If you have a cold case or a missing person cold case that you would like to see featured on this channel, please suggest in the comments below or email me the information.